A court has found a Russian soldier guilty of killing an unarmed civilian, sentenced him to life in prison. That comes as Russia steps up its assault on the Donbas, with the region of Luhansk bearing the brunt of the offensive. NBC News correspondent Erin McLaughlin joins us now from Kharkiv. Erin, good morning. A guilty verdict handed down on that Russian soldier along with a life sentence. How significant is this moment?
Well, it's extremely significant for Ukraine. 21-year-old Vadim Shishimarin being found guilty, having pled guilty to killing a 52-year-old unarmed civilian outside of the city of Sumy as Russia was approaching that city. He not only pled guilty, but he also apologized to the widow of this man who was shot and killed, gunned down, according to Shishimarin, under the orders of Russian soldiers. But this is the kind of accountability that Ukrainian officials have been pushing for. There's a current sort of full court press here, especially concentrated on the areas once occupied by Russian forces that Ukrainian forces have managed to push them out of, to get in there and investigate as many of these alleged crimes as possible. We were in a village outside of the city of Kharkiv earlier today, seeing just that as prosecutors combed through the home of a 51-year-old man who was also gunned down by Russian soldiers, they allege. They exhumed his body, they examined the evidence, and speaking to the prosecutor earlier today here in Kharkiv, they also plan on moving forward with that case. The difference being, though, that they do not have any suspects identified at this time, and that's going to be a real challenge going forward for Ukraine's judicial system, given the fact that many of these atrocities were committed in occupied areas with little evidence in terms of the identification of the suspect behind the alleged murders and other atrocities, including torture.
And Erin, you're in Kharkiv, as you said, obviously the scene of a successful Ukrainian counteroffensive. What's the situation there on the ground right now?
Yeah, analysts had said that Ukraine won the battle for Kharkiv, successfully pushing Russian forces away from the city, out of artillery striking range, although what we're seeing right now to the north of Kharkiv, essentially Russian forces digging in. According to Ukrainian officials this morning, they're setting up checkpoints and other infrastructure. We're also hearing a number of explosions, a number of missile strikes over the weekend. So it's very clear that Russian forces are not giving up this fight. At this point, we just yesterday were out at a local fire station speaking to fire officials. They told us within the span of 48 hours, they were fighting 10 fires that were the result of Russia's aggression, and they described how their role as firefighters has changed. Take a listen.
Our work is the same, but more complicated. We continue to fight fires, but now we have to do it under constant shelling. And when we're going to the fires, it's a bit scary. But once we're on the scene, we know only we can save the people, and it's our job.
I asked that firefighter, given the continued Russian aggression, if he's optimistic about the future of his city and his country. He said that he is doing everything he can to help in this fight.
All right, Erin McLaughlin, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.